here I am again. This is specifically a financial update on the RV, GCR, and things you can do to assure you don't get like everything's falling apart, right? So here is what I got. What is the RV window, right? This is for the revalue of the Iraqi dinar that the good Lord led me to invest in 10 years ago. Mark Z's response was anywhere from 10 minutes ago to August 10th is my window, leaning towards the first part, like sooner rather than later. There's a lot going on over the next couple of weeks, guys, so who knows what's going to happen. He said he got a lot of information when he was in Nashville. He's going to share it another time when he's not tired. And I understand, man. I am battling with energy today. I'm just being honest. I shared it this morning. It hasn't changed. I did get on a live video of a channel that I like, completely opposite of me. He's a Jewish guy, but I love him. His name's Kabbalah Guru. So, hey, if you watch this, comment down below. It totally helped my energy to be on a channel with other people. I think there was like 60 people on the live. And, once I get whatever this is out of my system, I took a big shake. I also had some carbs. I think I desperately needed it. And I've also got a financial ninja appointment at 4. So I need to make sure my energy's on point. So I wanted to do this and help you guys understand there is some stuff going on. And then somebody else, St. Germain's RV confirmation by Rita. That was today. Dear Iraqi dinar, I guess, readers. It's already happening. Be jolly. Enjoy. This is the message. St. Germain has already affirmed. Hold on, let me move this so I can see this. Has already affirmed with all the letters that the RV has already begun. That now we just have to wait for our turn. Perfect. That's awesome. So keep praying, be grateful, keep your phones charged, check your emails. Blessings. So that is good news. See, this is why I had to come to you. And then here's Caparoni. Many outlets in Iraq are printing a news article today released from the Central Bank of Iraq stating that there is no intention to change the rate and that if it does change, it'll be based on the success of the economy. This type of article is exactly how monetary policy works. A country's currency is never a random act. Only with the success growth of Iraq's economy can the dinar go up in value, and more than likely it'll go up gradually over time. Well, what's interesting is before they revalued Kuwait, they said the same thing. It's not going to happen. And they have an incredible economy versus our dollar, which is very strong, doesn't, right? Negative GDP. Iraq is one of the most prosperous countries. So anyways, that's my 2 cents on his comment. Mountain Goat. Okay, this is Mountain Goat. He says, I use the term RV very loosely as there really is not going to be an RV, meaning revaluation. Remember, we are not looking for the program exchange rate to revalue, but rather to get reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar back on 4x, and the project to delete the zeros will either precede this event or come just after it. But the timing must be perfect. This and only this time will we go to the bank. That's Mountain Goat's perspective. The CBI is now preparing for the event. They have told us the lower denom notes are mostly printed enough to begin the process, as well as the new coins. They are testing now some of the ATMs to ensure they can handle the lower denoms and the programming of them. There was so much more in the news about forming the government. July 15th is the target date for Sadr and da-da-da-da. I still don't think they have to seat the government. That's just my opinion. That's what my channel's about, kind of my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. But it is to keep you aware of what's going on. So they're saying if they leave Kazemi and Salih in place for another year, this could give Iraq the stability it needs. Thus, the CBA might be able to sell the idea to the IMF and the USA. I do not for sure how they will decide on this. We will just have to wait and watch play out. And I agree with him. Nobody really knows. If anybody tells you they know, they're not being truthful. KTFA, one of his people, says, we are definitely about to see a monumental change in days. They only have 2 weeks to act, and they already have their prime player running the show with the EFSL to back him up. Guys, we are in the fourth quarter with 60 seconds left on the clock and the 20-yard line and only down by the 6. Yay! That kind of lines up with everything that's going on with me. Like I said, in my life, before I see a breakthrough, I see rainbows and miraculous signs, and then my life goes a little nutty. Like, both of our Jeeps need repairs right now. My husband has a cold. He's at work. And I've got it, but I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it with everything I have. And also, if you're feeling a little ill or like you feel like you're coming down with something, don't agree with it. Keep saying, I am healthy. I walk in divine health. I am healthy. That's how you fight it. You tell your brain you're not coming down with it. Sometimes it works, but I would rather do that and it work than not even try, right? And just say, oh, I'm feeling sick, right? Don't do that ever. Don't ever agree with how you feel. Tell yourself how you feel. So that's another opinion. Everybody's still getting positive things. You know, I just feel it's very positive. So, guys, we have a lot to be happy about. That's my update for today. This is the latest update. It's the first time I've done an update in, I think, like almost a week. So I just wanted to bring you this because I didn't want to go into my afternoon where I need to get prepared for my financial ninja appointment because that covers a lot of different areas. So now, having said that, this is just the news about the Iraqi dinar and the potential global currency reset. We really didn't talk about the global currency reset on that. What is that? That's when everything goes to parity, supposedly. So if that happens and it happens after the Iraq revalues, then it's a different scenario, right? Everything depends on when this happens, how much they've gotten accomplished, because this is a big project, revaluing currencies and resetting them and gold backing them. There's a lot of talk about the quantum financial system coming on board. That means gold backed currencies, right? Supposedly the BRICS nations are all gold-backed, asset-backed currencies already, and that's gaining in popularity. So there's a lot of moving pieces, guys. This is a war. It always has been between the good and the evil, and so we have to wait and see how this plays out. So I hope this helps. So I am believing and praying that the Iraqi dinar reinstatement, whatever you want to call it. I call it RV. That's what I've been calling it for years. But it's actually a reinstatement so that it can be on Forex. The last rates I heard where it was going to come out at, I don't know, $2 or I don't know, maybe it was only 22 cents, but then float up to as much as 17. That was the last rates I heard on the Iraqi dinar. The dong, I heard like $2.25. That's the last rate I heard there. And the others, you know, I'm not prepared to talk about those right now because the Iraqi dinar is the one that's closest. So that's the one I want to focus on. It helps me to just focus in on one thing at a time. The global currency reset, I don't know how that's going to happen. I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't know, you know, but this Iraqi dinar reinstatement, revaluation, whatever, appears to be the closest. So join me in this prayer that this has already happened. And having said that, one of the ways to protect yourself, I don't usually teach on this because I feel a little funny teaching on it because I don't want you to think it's about donating to my channel. But there is a principle that it rebukes the devourer when you give God his portion. Now, Creflo Dollar, there's been a lot of people coming out and saying that their perspective on teaching on tithing was wrong, and you know, it's not like you're going to be condemned if you don't tithe, all of that. There's been a lot of I guess, I don't know if you want to call it warfare or fighting within the body of Christ, the body of believers, about tithing. I remember I used to think my church didn't do a good enough job of teaching it because I always tithed. I thought it was a principle, and we always seem to have more because we tithe, right? But there is a thing such as tithing and offering, and what you give is you give to whoever's feeding you. Like I went through seasons when I was listening to Joyce Meyer all the time. I was a partner with Joyce Meyer. But then I moved on, and then I got my business coach and mentor, and she fed widows and orphans in Israel. So I really like that because I have this connection with Israel. So I was donating to her foundation, plus 98% of the donations went directly to the people. I also, within my company, we feed orphans. So I always believe in tithing whatever you feel, but always being a giver. Now, with God having me doing YouTube, that's a tithing of my talents. So that's over and above everything I've ever done. So, giving is a principle. You will only reap what you've sown. So if you have not been tithing into God's kingdom and the work of God's kingdom, then you ought to consider that. If that's one thing you haven't done, please do so this thing can be released to us. Okay? So if you'd like to donate to my channel, I'm down here. If you're being fed from several people, donate to them, right? Give to where you're being fed is what I've always done. And it seemed to work for me. I always seem to have enough. I always seem to have more than enough. And then also pray. That's a tithe. Tithe of your time, talent, and your treasury. It doesn't always mean money, right? Because you can tithe your time and your talents. I remember my husband and I used to donate our time at the food bank. So there's so many different ways to tithe, but it's your heart. Are you doing it for God? Like everything I do on here is for God, and it's to enhance His kingdom, knowledge, understanding, His knowledge, wisdom in the earth. That's my tithe unto His kingdom. That's the work I'm doing for the kingdom, teaching you how His kingdom works. I never really thought about it that way. Haven't really talked about it either. So anyways, consider that. Like if you've been waiting for this to happen, are you giving into the kingdom? Because if you're not doing the work of the kingdom, know that any ministry, it costs money to do anything these days. Have you noticed? So give to wherever you feel led. God loves a cheerful giver, not out of compulsion. And don't let people guilt you into giving either, which I hope you don't feel that from me. I felt like I should explain this concept because that could be another reason why it's not happening. Just like your prayers don't work if you're begging God. You have to be thankful to God that you're invested in this and assume that it's already happening because God led you to invest in it. Because He promises anything you put your hands to will prosper and succeed. But do you know that? Do you believe that? Right? That's why I say when you pray as if it's already happened. Because you've asked Him for it, so assume His answer is yes. I mean, seems simple to me. So anyways, that's my take on it. And isn't it funny how He always gives me the energy to do this content, but yet, I don't know, sometimes I'm just tired, right? Because I'm getting healthier and healthier is what's going on, right? Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for prayers for my husband. He's having a busy day. So I told him we were praying for him, and thank you for helping me with that. God bless, and pray for me at 4, because I need to really seek the throne room so I can get the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding I need to help. That's what I do before every appointment. I make sure I prepare for a good hour at least, focused, preparing for the... God bless me. Thank you. See, I am getting healthier and healthier. God bless you.